what up, what up? Let's get ready for geometry. Chapter 4, lots and lots of triangles, lots and lots of angle measurements, lots and lots of solving. So let's start out with the ladder and solve a couple equations. Can I move my head up there? Nope. So I'll move it. Let's move it here, probably where it's safest for now. We're going to start by solving a two-step equation. I got myself 2/3 x plus 5 equals 3. So when you want to get x all by itself, you always do kind of like a reverse PEMDAS, eliminate things that are being added or subtracted first. So I'm going to subtract both sides by 5. When I do that, just my computer, when I do that, minus 5, you cross out. And then I have 2/3 x equals -2. Is x all by itself? No. What's in the way? Well, I have 2/3 floating in front of x. Now, if I'm multiplying something to x, traditionally I divide both sides by that number, but I don't like dividing fractions. Instead of dividing a fraction, I'm going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal. Instead of dividing a fraction, multiply the reciprocal. I've heard a song like that before. Multiply both sides by that. Cross that out. And -2 times 3/2 is going to be -3. The way you multiply a whole number, or in this case an integer, to a fraction, is you take the integer, divide it by the denominator, so -2 divided by 2 is -1, then multiply that to the numerator. So -2 divided by 2 is -1, and that -1 times 3 is -3. That's right, we'll shortcut. All right, well, looks like I have 6 terms floating around, 3 on each side. So it looks like I can combine that -2 with that -7. So why don't I do that? -9 plus 5x equals, and it looks like I can combine 3x and 2x together and make that 5x minus 9. I have a 5x on the left and a 5x on the right, so I have to subtract both sides by, wait a minute, by 5x. Well, if I subtract the 5x from both sides, then both of those disappear. And -9 equals, oh! If the left side and the right side are exactly going to be the same, then I have infinitely many solutions. If my variables disappear, or even if I noticed beforehand when I still had here in green that the left side and the right side are exactly the same, I have infinitely many solutions. Infinitely many solutions. Or you could just say infinite solutions. It all depends on what book you use. Some books like infinitely many, some books like infinite. I actually prefer infinite. I don't know why I wrote out infinitely. And I probably misspelled it. I don't know. Spell infinitely.
Infinitely. I-N-F-I-N-I-T-E-L-Y.
That's why I don't like saying infinitely. All right, this math, baby. I don't care about spelling. Gross. All right, so I have 1/3 distributed to that parentheses. So 1/3 of 6 is 2. So 1/3 of 6x is 2x. 1/3 of 12 is the same thing as 12 divided by 3, which is 4. That's nice. -2 times x is going to be -2x. -2 times -7 is plus 14. And that's going to equal 19. All right, let me see on the left side. Let's combine like terms. So I have 2x and -2x. Okay. They just go away. And I have 4 plus 14, which is 18. So my variables disappear and 18 equals 19? Well, no, it doesn't. So what's my solution? There is none. So in the very first problem that we did, we had one solution, x equals whatever it was. I don't remember what it was, -3. In the previous problem, both of my variables disappeared, but the left side and the right side were exactly the same, which means that was the infinitely many solutions. In this case, my variables disappeared, and the left side and the right side don't match up and give me a false statement. X is not equal, or I'm sorry, 16, 18 is not equal to 19, so I have no solution. So if the variables disappear, something magical happens. And you're either going to get no solution or infinitely many solutions. And we covered both cases here. What that is? Well, that's a quadrilateral. The angles in a quadrilateral add up to 360 degrees, which means x plus 150 plus 77 plus 48 are going to add up to 360 degrees. (150 plus 77 plus 48).
It's 275.
So adding those up gives me 275. Is x all by itself? No. What's in the way? 275. So I'm going to subtract 275 from both sides. I believe that's 85. So x equals 85, and we'll throw a degree symbol in there. Okay, so the angles in a quadrilateral four-sided figure add up to 360 degrees. We're not going to deal with quadrilaterals, I think, at all in this chapter. What we are going to deal with are triangles. So let's start out with doing the same type of problem with the triangle.
All right, so triangles. Sorry, I had to stop and fix my microphone quality. So now I'm more crisp and clear. This chapter is going to mainly deal with triangles. The degrees of a triangle add up to 180. So similar to the last problem where we added up all the angles and we found the one missing side, we're going to do the same thing here, but we're going to set it equal to 180. So I have x plus x plus 10. No need for those parentheses because I'm just adding. Plus x plus 5. No need for those parentheses because I'm just adding. It's going to equal 180. Not 360. The last one was 360 because it's a quadrilateral. It's a 180 because it's a triangle. Combine the three x's on the left. X plus x plus x is 3x. Combine the regular old constants on the left too. That gives me 15 equals to 180. Is x all by itself? No. What's in the way? Well, I have 15 floating around, so let's get rid of that first. So minus 15 from both sides. Cross you out. 3x is going to equal 165. Is x all by itself now? No. What's in the way? 3. How is 3 in the way? Well, it's being multiplied to x, so I have to divide everything by 3. So divide by 3. Divide by 3. Cross you out. I mean, I believe that's 55 degrees. How can I check my work, you ask? I'll help you. If x is 55, and I could be asked the question, find x and then find all of the angle measures. And if that's the case, this guy would be 55 because it's just regular x. This guy would be 65. Why? Because 55 plus 10 is 65. And this guy would be 60 because 55x plus 5 is 60. 55 plus 60 plus 65 is 180. I did it right. I'm going to shrink. Oh, I mirrored myself. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to shrink myself. Can I shrink myself? That's definitely not what I wanted to do. Hi. I remember doing it once before. Nah. Sorry for wasting 30 seconds of your time. This. uh, mm. This problem right here is basically going to get you ready for chapter 4 all in a nutshell. Okay, a lot of chapter 4 is finding angles. It has to do with proofs and proving specific congruent things. But the beginning of chapter 4 is all about angles. And so what we are going to be forced to do with this problem is find one of the letters that are here and then like use that information to find more and more and more and more and more stuff. So let's do this. Let's see if we can look right now and see if there's anything that we can see as anything. Well, right away, T is 90. You can't see it. So T is 90. Okay, so I'll write that out. T is 90, which would make this guy 95. Okay, any other T's? Nope. Okay, so I'm done with T. I can use the fact that since T is 90, I can use the fact that I have 90 and 2x's all adding up to 180. So I can say 90 plus 2x is 180. Okay, waving my hands a little bit, I could subtract 90 from both sides. 2x is going to equal 90. Divide both sides by 2, and every x is going to equal 45. So there's a second letter, 45. So let's get rid of, let's get rid of that information right there. Every x is 45. So I'll write that out. Are there any other x's here that I can use? No. Look at the big purple shape. The big purple shape has n and n and n all adding up to 180 degrees, which means 3n equals 180 degrees. Divide both sides by 3, and n is going to be 60. So n is 60, 60, 60, 60. Okay. If n, I don't know why I keep changing colors. If n is 60, then 60 plus 95 is 155, and 155 plus w is 180. So if I take 180 minus 155, that gives me w is 25. So are there any w's here that I can fill in? Nope. 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 What else can I do? I can find out what P is. And here's how I can find out what P is. If this straight line here, boom, 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 that straight line there is going to be 180. So this is 45. This is 60, which adds up to 105. So P is going to be 180 minus 105, which is going to be 75. P is 75, which makes U 75, which makes U 75. M, if that's 75 and that's 75, that adds up to 150. So if this whole blue, light blue triangle is 180 and these two chunks are 150, that would make M 30. I know I saw an M somewhere else. You're 30. And you know what? That makes sense. Because if 60 is N, then M's going to be 30. Okay. If N is 45, S is going to be the missing chunk of a right angle. So S is going to be 90 minus 75 is 15. So S is 15. If S is 15 and M is 30, that's 45 degrees between these two angles. K is the remaining triangle, so 180 minus 45 is 135. So that's K. F is the second part of a corner, where we already know W is 25. So this corner is 90 degrees. 90 degrees, take away W, take away 25 is 65. So F is 65. These two, 75 and 65, add up to 140. Yep. And this whole orange triangle is 180. So if these two are 140, then Y is regular 40. I think that should do it. I think we've covered everything. We did. Crazy! Fun. All right, that should get you ready for chapter 4. Hopefully you were able to track what I did here. Obviously, I didn't have a ton of space, but I got it done. Got it done. All right, I'll see you in chapter 4. Bye.